All right, guys. So I've got a very, very interesting character that I've met on LinkedIn. A really, I would say, an inspirational figure coming from where he's come from and from sort of the ground down to where he is now. And he's gone through a lot of problems. Meet Ali. Ali, this is welcome to the interview. This is something about Ali's story, how he became where he came from the ground up to where he is now, which is building decentralized chef. And one of the things I like to do, I know my audience know me quite well, is share realist interviews about people who are inspirational, not only in the blockchain space, not only in the financial or in the startup stage. It's also to do with people who've sort of come out of an area where they're really trying to make it in life and they're really trying to show themselves out and put in the hard work in as well. So, Ali, it's great to get you into this interview. You know, this is a Team Human interview. So I'm sure it's going to touch a lot of people, a lot of my audience, and especially the people who are watching this to see how real these interviews are and how I'm trying to show and reflect people with the journeys and stories they want to share. So, Ali, welcome to the interview.
Hey, Naz, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, Ali, I met you last week, and me and you we touched bases, about my background, your background, and it kind of like worked hand in hand. How life is not always good. Life can be tough sometimes, and what I like to do is with these interviews is sort of share a realist perspective of people's journeys and their visions of where they want to be and where they want to go in life. So I hope my audience guys will check this interview out, because this is purely a real story about someone who wants to grow and basically benefit themselves. So Ali, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell the audience about you and how you came about Decentralized Chef.
So I'm a student. I've just finished my exams in final year, and I'm going to be taking another course next year in project management. I worked in fintech, so we worked in a stablecoin and a decentralized application company.
Yeah.
Working in tech, I saw how powerful it can be, and I come from a financial background, so everything to me is numbers and data and profit and loss. But using tech, you can do absolutely amazing things.
Yeah.
One of the things that we ran, where my friends were training at gym, but they needed a certain amount of calories every day to get in, and they needed a ketogenic diet, so they couldn't have any carbs. Now, for them to go get this diet, to go outside and buy this food, was about £12 a meal.
Right.
And for them to, they weren't going to cook it themselves. And let's just say that, innit? So we found out so we sold their food to them, and we made a decent amount of money. So I was thinking, but obviously after time you realize that you can't, like, to consistently get the sales and to grow. It's not really, you have to post on Facebook, you have to take payments through PayPal, or you got to take cash, and it's not really effective.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your transition. Look, you started Decentralized, but tell me about, the Bronx. Tell me about how you sort of came where you are to where you are now, studying. People like to hear people's life journeys. There's big issues, but you came from an area where it was very uncomfortable to start off with, and then you kind of worked your way up to where you are now, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I started about 4 years ago. I had kind of a few issues at home, I guess. It's a nice way to put it. But I had to, at some point I realized that, my mom's there and everything, but I have to do everything myself. Unfortunately, that comes at a massive cost when you learn something like that.
Yeah.
I really had to get my head down. And then I saw that with young people, there's this whole experience. If you don't have experience, you don't get a job. And if you don't have a job, you can't get experience properly. But there's a way around.
My case back in the days when I try to look for work, it's like no experience, no job, and it was tough, man.
Yeah, but there's a little cheat code, Naz. If you find someone and you tell them you work for free for a bit, they will give you a job afterwards, because you're basically giving them a free sample. However, a lot of people want to do this. So I went and got work experience in several different fields. And then I looked at, so we worked in automotive. I worked in automotive market research, marketing, sales. I ran a little vape startup with my friend. We ran nightclub events. So doing all these sorts of different things gave me a unique perspective on what it takes to run a business, what employees actually look out for, how to incentivize everything. And then it gave me the thought of, okay, I know actually what I want to do. And
so moving from that background to like hardship, you went out there, you went and got work and kind of grew your experience. Our backgrounds, it wasn't always the most rosiest, but you're saying that you kind of worked your way up and sort of dealt with those issues.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing you can do, right? Either that or you give up, right?
Right. And people are watching this video, like students and loads of people are going to tune in, What is it now that, I've come from that background, where it's been tough to find a job. It's even, sometimes you never get picked for job interviews, family grievances at home. What is it that it takes, like, from someone like a normal bloke like you to try to work your way up?
So what happened is my dad had a business, but he's Asian migrant man, so his mentality is very different. And basically over time, he instilled a really, really good work ethic in me. However, personal problems drove us apart. So at least I didn't have much to go on, but I had a solid work ethic. I think that and an eagerness to learn, like if you just go up to people and ask them for help, and doing that will really, really help push you forward.
That's amazing. So that's how like Decentralized Chef was born. Your startup. Guys, are just people who are tuning into this video interview. I'm hoping that a lot of people will get to understand that. Ali's journey has been sort of from the ground down. He's worked his way up, and now he's starting his own ventures in Decentralized Chef. So tell us a little bit about this.
Okay. Well, the idea basically is to give any person the software for them to go make their own business, to sell food specifically. However, it does their branding, their sales, and their payments for them. So I thought that, like, if anyone could cook and make money at an early age, they can actually save and invest that money, and in a few years that money will be worth a lot from not that much sort of time. So I thought, I come from an Asian background, right? So I know a lot of people who they could have made a lot of money and they could have had their kids set up in a lot better position. Something like this was available for them.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to give that kind of thing to them too.
So you kind of did this from like your uni days. You kind of thought of the idea, and you got a team together, and you made some money out of it. Is that how it goes, sort of thing?
Yeah. So we did. So we run the business, and my friend, he's half Chinese. His picture's on the back over there. He can cook really, really, really good
Just
food.
about see it. Right, it's half cut. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So he can cook really, really, really good food. And so we thought, you know what? Why don't we experiment, innit? Like, at uni you want to hustle. You don't really want to go and work a proper job and everything because you get £8 an hour and you're just like.
But from your background, that's kind of like inspired you where you came from your neck of the wood, the hustling mentality, the mentality to go out there and win. Would you say you're sort of that sort of person? You've hustled in life.
Definitely. Me and my friends we've had a few startups. I'll say most of them haven't been that successful, but we've got a lot of experience and we broke even on most of them. But it's that kind of freedom you get.
Yeah.
I'd happily trade working 14 hours a day for me to be in control rather than working 8 hours for more money, where someone can just treat me like a number and throw me away at any point.
So I get that take. So, it takes a special person that wants to build a business. Now tell me, students like, people who come from a really bad background or a poor background or, have problems and family, you sort of gel in that sort of sector a little bit, but you kind of also worked hard and gone to university, gone and made your startup, got to work, got your hands dirty. What can you tell someone who's watching this, like a student or someone who's like having difficulties? How can you sort of like inspire them?
So I failed my A-levels 3 times, and I'm sitting here with almost going to do a master's degree and talking to people about funding. So Just trust the process and don't give up. And if you really want to win, you will. But it's surprising. Not a lot of people want to win. They don't want to go the extra mile.
Wow, that's a very positive but big statement, and I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this would probably tend to agree. A lot of people do give up in the first hurdle, but in terms of inspiration, this is how kind of like Decentralized Chef was born. I'm just saying to my audience, guys, Ali said never give up, and I think that's really important to take that. And whoever's watching this, even students that are watching this video interview, there's just a simple point he's trying to make is just keep going and never throw in the towel. Now, Ali's, started up this startup Decentralized Chef. What is it now, Ali, that you're trying to do in this space? What problems are you trying to solve from your emotional insight to where you are now, sort of thing?
Okay, so from the consumer point of view, going out to eat and eating a good meal shouldn't be, they're the same thing, but they shouldn't be. If you live in London, every time you want to eat outside and you don't want to cook, it's like 10 to 15 pounds. Or the other option is you cook at home and you'll waste some ingredients, the food won't be as good, or if it is good, it will take more time. And for people who are working, it's just not efficient. However, if you cut costs from a restaurant, for example, their rent, the wages for their staff, their plates and forks, their dishes, you can significantly reduce the price and they can make more profit as well. So it works out well for both parties. And using technology such as social media, messaging, tokens and everything, you can create an active and growing network, and using influencer marketing, you can even promote that network even further. So I think everything, it would have been a lot harder 15 years ago, but now all the technology is set up perfectly.
So you got the perfect time to grow this business, and like you say, it's the perfect technology to kind of do it. And anyone can start anything, guys. I mean, Ali, how old are you? You're only 23, right? Is that how old you are? Yeah.
Yep, I'm 23.
Ali's 23, guys, and I think that he kind of hits the nail on the head. When I was 23, I didn't even think like that. My visions were slightly different. But, such a young chap, already thinking far ahead, already thinking that, a business is the way to go. I think this man is definitely going places, and I can see it happening. Now, tell me, Ali, does age matter to you? And, obviously people want to do well in life. What is it that you want to do well with your business and your future, sort of thing?
So I just want to put myself in a position where I can decide what I want to do, and I'm willing to work as hard as possible. All the money and everything, I'll say, is a side product. It's more the actual freedom and the fact that I'm in charge, that I'm working towards. And I'm pretty sure I make good decisions, and I'm happy with that kind of objective.
So you're looking to go and build on this and basically show people what your business is all about. Now, you've already broken down what Decentralized Chef is and how you're trying to revolutionize the food industry, and I hope any youngster out there, whatever you want to go and do it, because there's people out there, you can make your dreams come true, and I think that can happen with anyone only if you put in the work. Now, with your concept, Ali, Decentralized Chef, what sort of audience are you trying to target, and what is it? Do you really want to disrupt this market in terms of, we've already got the Uber Eats and Deliveroo? How is Decentralized Chef going to stand out?
Okay, so Decentralized Chef works in two ways. Not currently, the only food apps, all you can do is you can order food. It's 2019, man. Is that all an app can do? You can run an entire business right? And these are coming out with that.
Boy, man.
So what this can do is it can take payments. So any bake sale or ice cream truck can use it.
In crypto as well?
Sorry?
In crypto as well?
Yeah, hopefully, definitely. Especially
great initiative to take.
Yeah, because especially for when foreigners come and all this sort of stuff, they don't have cash or they got a card or something, and all these problems are stopping you hitting your sales, and you shouldn't let anything stop you hitting your sales ever. So if
you go right from the get-go, inspiration from the beginning. What a great interview this is.
If I'm walking past a bake sale for cancer and they only take coins, and I've got money in my account and I want to buy a cookie and I can't, then there's a problem there, right?
There is a problem.
There is a problem, and the thing is, a lot of the times we do want to buy bake sales, we do want to buy ice cream, but carrying cash and change is tiring and long. Again, it's 2019. We really shouldn't have that either anymore.
So
But
decentralized chef is basically trying to decentralize the way food is delivered using blockchain technology and all and so forth. Can you break that down to us a little bit more?
yeah, of course. So there's several different parts. So from the payment mechanism, a certain amount of the transaction percentage is put back into tokens. So
Okay.
these tokens, and if I review or take photos of the food and post about it, I can earn back these tokens. So these tokens,
Amazing.
we're working on different deals with different decentralized apps to make the tokens swappable. And even in the future, they'll be swappable for taxi services and electricity and so many other stuff, which I think is really, really, really cool, right? That you can actually take these tokens out and you're like, I bought a lot of food recently, and you know what I want to do? I want to use that tokens to buy a cab. And then you can just hop in a cab and just get it straight there, all wireless. So that's
Or
another
pay
part.
for your electricity in your house.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many things you can do. And the restaurants, we're even going to put geotagging and bounty features. So if a restaurant has, or a home chef has a new recipe,
Yeah.
they can tell people that the first 10 people to review this recipe will get like 5 or 10 tokens each. So people will be like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go do that and I'll get some tokens. And then on top of that, the more people that post into the network, the more people trust it. So if we want it to be like Instagram or Pinterest, where you can just basically see the person's profile, they update their shop, and you just click on the food to buy it. It's got a little 15, 20 minutes, how long you got to wait, and that's about it.
That's amazing, actually. So you're kind of like following the Instagram model, would you say? And I think that's starting to become huge, where you can actually put everything in one platform. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, definitely. So legally, all they need is a health and safety certificate. And for the initial people, we're going to walk them through everything. We're going to make the content
Amazing.
all on the website so that any chef who wants to do it will know exactly what to do, how to make money. And even on that, we're going to put pricing strategies. And we're going to work with like different recipe companies as well. So all they have to do is literally be able to cook. But through the Instagram model, we really like influencers and growth. So the more people you can bring to the platform, the more you get rewarded. And you'd actually get rewarded in tokens. So it's actually something tangible instead of just like, you know, a couple of likes or something.
And how would you draw the customer to basically like what food they want to choose? Will you have a variety of different types of foods and meals that you will offer?
Yeah, so we want this to be very, very, very individualistic. So for example, a Muslim person would cook halal food, or a vegan would bake vegan cookies, and then they can go in and they can see what they're cooking and they can search alongside what their requirements are. But we're also putting a feature in that you can see what's popular in other places and you can cook it for people near you. So for example, if there's a special type of cookie that's available in Bristol and you think you can make money there, then you can like start promoting that stuff, because everybody has a kitchen in their house. And I'm sure like
and decentralized chef will also deliver it to the customer. Is that part of the service as well that you
yeah, so we're working with different delivery companies. We want to have it in a way that the chefs can choose how they want to do according to their pricing strategy and what revenues they'd like to take in. But we feel over time, if there's enough demand for it, then we can start making auxiliary services.
Amazing.
But we're also thinking that if there's to try and promote a way that if one friend can cook and one friend has a bicycle, then they can just deliver it themselves and they can keep more of the money. So this is the kind of thing that we're trying to promote.
Right. And like, that's amazing. So, you know, as a young chap, like coming out of university, I know you've just finished your university, and, you know, you've come from where you are from then to where you are now and building this, and, you know, everything, guys, life is a journey for everyone. Everyone follows different paths. Everyone has different steps to make. With decentralized chefs, so what is your competition? You know, what's the barriers of entry? You know, what issues are you going to have?
So from a business perspective, our immediate competition is Just Eat and Uber Eats and a couple of home cooked apps for hobbies. However, what we're going to do is, by providing the software, we're going to fuel people's own entrepreneurship and their own growth.
Right.
So they're going to be going out, being able to get the customers for themselves. They're going to be able to tell their friends, stop eating at McDonald's, let me cook your food for you.
Ali, let me stop you here. It looks like you've already got this all mapped out, you know, for the age of 23, and like you say, you're going to go out there. It looks like you've already got all this mapped out, and it seems pretty interesting for the people who are watching this. You know, guys, you know, Ali came from where he was before to where he is now. Would you say you're on top of all this sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting to the stage where I'm starting to fundraise and look for a technical co-founder. So if anyone's watching this and they'd like to help develop it, shout me. But so we're at that stage now. We've got everything mapped out, at least to the first.
And you're waiting for funding, right? You've also applied for funding.
Yeah, yeah. I've started to now. Unfortunately, and it's kind of sad that a lot of young entrepreneurs have have made it look high risk for young people to have money. So it's a little bit difficult, but you know, I kind of love the grind as well, so I'm not going to complain too much.
But when you're talking about like entrepreneurs sort of like making it difficult for youngsters, do you think youngsters have got it hard today coming from where you've come from to like, you know, working hard and getting, you know, a degree, especially Mandarin guys, you know, some very difficult topic to learn, you know, and Ali's fluent in speaking Mandarin, which shows a lot, you know, how I would say smart Ali is. You know, what would you say to the youngsters that want to hustle and want to basically, you know, grow their own start but don't have the funding?
It's going to sound really silly, but they never teach you at uni how important it is to be likable. Like, right. If you're likable and you have the idea and you're willing to do the drive, then it is possible. I'll say some things are a lot harder. For example, us getting mortgages and all that sort of stuff. But there's more money in the VC market than ever before. With social media, there's no reason anyone can't do what they want to do as long as they don't give up.
Yeah, as long as they don't give up. And like you with Decentralized Chef, you know, you want to revolutionize the food industry, which is amazing for like a 23-year-old. What can you tell someone? You know, we're making this interview so Decentralized Chef, but also inspirational. What is it you can tell someone that wants to build a startup? I mean, what would you say?
So I would say that what's really, really, really important is to make a pitch deck and a business plan, and to check whether it's viable or not. Market research is also very important.
Yeah.
But from the outside perspective, from the inside perspective,
it's all about you, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, and you need to be able to answer any question anyone throws at you before you go for funding. So this is what I've applied now. I've been working on it for 6 months. I've spoken to so many people and they've torn it apart, and I've built it back up. But now it's at the stage where it's pretty good.
That's good. So for a person inside though who doesn't have that, what would you say? It's all about you, it's your personality. Don't hang around with negativity. Make it positive. Is that how you'd go about it?
So I met this woman who studied psychology yesterday, and she said when people get depressed, basically it's one bad thought leads to another bad thought, and then
true, yeah.
The whole. But you can reverse it the other way. So if you constantly keep having good thoughts, then you become the opposite of depressed, right? And the end result of being depressed is being in a very bad state. So the end result of the other one would have to be in a very, very good state, right? So I watch a lot of stuff. All of the stuff I watch is about people getting on their grind. Music is just about working hard and everything. So I don't there's no reason for any negativity to come into my life, and then I should reach the end conclusion.
Because you come from that background a little bit, and you kind of moved forward from it, right? Sort of thing.
Yeah. I used to like be depressed, and I went through all that whole 9-yard stuff when I was like 17, 18, and it was pretty hard to come out of. But it was either that or suffer for the rest of my life, and I really didn't feel like doing that either.
Look, man, when I met you, I knew straight away you've got a wisdom about you. I know that you're sort of a hustler, and it's good to have that. My last question let's go back to Decentralized Chef, is what is the roadmap looking like for the next 6 months? And my final question is what new developments are going to occur, sort of thing?
So once we get funding, we'll begin developing. So it will take us about 6 months to get our alpha, and we're going to highlight about 15 to 20 people and run them through the process and document the whole thing, so it's all there. But once we develop and we get into our funding, I've got some really cool stuff planned. So you know how you can use tokens in different apps, right?
Yeah.
So while you're waiting for your food, you can play little mini games using our tokens.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so there's loads of little stuff like even using artificial intelligence to recommend meals to people when they're in different areas or they're going on holiday. So I've got so much.
You've got so many ideas that you want to put into this app and make it sort of entertaining for the people,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, basically what I want this app to be is no one has to, when it comes to food, that this is the only app for food and cooking ever. that is the end result, no matter what it takes. So
that's a good answer, man. Yeah, so you want it to be the only app possible, sort of thing.
yeah, and when people will realize the system gives to the local community, right? It's healthy, it's nutritious, and then on top of that, it's fun. And we'll come up with 6 more reasons. And if it's 10 times better, then they got to leave Uber Eats, right? They got to leave.
They have to.
We're giving them 10 reasons to leave. So
there you go, Ali. It looks like you got it all planned out, and I just want to tell my audience what an interesting guy Ali is. We met last week. He came down. We had a meeting. We had a coffee. He was interested to meet me and see what I'm all about, because obviously I've sort of grown my own sort of network. And when I saw Ali, guys, I thought to myself, this is a dude that's going to go somewhere, and he's definitely going to make it in some way or another. My final question, I really want to say this, is what do you want to tell the audience? You're 23 years old. You've just finished uni, and people, professionals who are watching this, what do you want to tell my audience about you, Ali?
What would I like to tell the audience about me?
Big blockchain, right? You want to go?
Yeah,
personal.
I guess I'm gonna do my absolute hardest to make it. So if you want to get involved in the project, or you'd like to usually contact me, I'd love to get your help and input.
Wow, what a great answer. And people who are watching this, like youngsters and people who are at university, and you're growing your own thing, what can you tell those people? Because I'm trying to make this sort of inspirational for others as well to watch.
Yeah, if someone or yourself has a dream, get together and build it. Don't worry about money first. Like, don't worry about the money. And
don't worry about it.
It will come.
And always ask, right? Always ask for help, yeah?
Yeah, and I feel a lot of people, especially...
Don't ask for help.
Yeah, they don't ask for help, and they want the money up front. And you're like, this isn't how it works. This is a startup literally starts with nothing. But if you can move past that and you can sacrifice a little bit, you will definitely get rewarded for it. Trust me.
So always ask for help.
Yeah, always.
All right, guys. So there you go. What a great interview with Ali. It's like more or less learning about Decentralized Chef. Hopefully, we'll do another one of these in a few weeks, in a few months, see how their developments are going, sort of roll it out and tell my audience. Do check them out. You've got your website on the go, right? And it's all up and running?
Yeah, it's a basic website at the moment. We're still we're going to be developing it once we get funding. If anybody does have any other questions, they're more than happy to contact me on the email address.
I was going to say that, if there's any questions, do you have anything ready for them to give if they do get in touch with you?
Yeah. If they're interested, we've got decks, we've got plans, we've got everything from the investor point of view. From a technical consultant point of view, we've got an MVP plan as well if they're interested in that. So
and reach you out on LinkedIn, yeah, is the best place to
yeah, it's the best way to shout me, yeah.
All right, guys, this is a wrap. Just sharing Ali's story, just one of many stories that I like to share on LinkedIn about, people's, where they've come from, their background, to how they've sort of started their own ventures. And this was a little bit more of a internal sort of interview as well, about sort of telling people that you should never give up, always work hard. And I think this is quite an important lesson to learn, even though if you feel like you've come from a bad area, Ali kind of sort of moved on from that to where he is now. And now, he's applying for funding. He's making his venture, he's making his dreams sort of come true, and he's really serious about it. Is there anything you'd like to add, Ali?
Yeah, just trust the process, man. Just keep grinding. Just trust it. It'll be fine.
All right, guys. There you go. That's a wrap. So what a great interview, guys. Do reach out to Ali. Find out what's going on with Decentralized Chef. He is building his own food platform. He does want to make it big. And I hope you enjoyed the interview. Sincerely, I hope a lot of people learn and take away from this, especially the youngsters of today. There's just a simple statement is just keep working hard. I think Ali would agree here. Keep working hard and keep moving forward, and you will get somewhere. And hopefully this will change at least one person's life, whoever watches this video. Thanks very much, guys. It's a wrap. Cheers, Ali.
Cheers, Naz. Bye.
Bye-bye.